RoX-TV.
I didn't know Dre was getting, when I wasn't around, he was getting shook up too. Because that's who I figured my protection was through Dre, you know what I mean? And then to find out that he's getting pushed around, I'm like, whoa, there's nobody to save me. So it really got to the point where I stopped showing up to places. Yeah, I wasn't making the money on that end, but then so many people knew I played bass, so I'm doing shit for Coolio, I'm doing stuff for all these different, you know, all these other, you know, DJ Quick, I'm playing bass on his thing, you know. I'm doing all the Warren G stuff. You know, Warren wasn't with Death Row, you know, Dre didn't sign him with Death Row. He went to Def Jam.
Right.
And so, you know, I was able to do a lot of stuff with him, you know, and all of his stuff, which ended up turning out really, really good. But his uncle came to, from the Marines, and he came to protect Warren, which ended up protecting me too. And that was really, really good. Because, yeah, it got, man, when we did the Billboard Music Awards, it's on YouTube. We did Regulate. Nate Dogg was with Death Row. Warren G was with Def Jam. So, of course, there was always friction about that. So at this show, Warren came from one end of the building, and Nate Dogg had to come from the other end of the building. Just because it was fights all in the back, I couldn't wait to get on stage that day, man, because I'm like, oh shit, they gonna finally get me. And they was like, the band on stage now, and I was like, yes. I ran out there, you know, but you can tell, you see, you know, you see them coming from different directions, and you see Snoop, you know, you see Suge, where Nate Dogg is, and then you see, we had the bodyguard that did the movie The Green Mile. He was a bodyguard back then before he became a big actor, and then he was our bodyguard. So, man, it was just always like, it just was never, you could never feel comfortable. Even when I went on the overseas tour with Warren, and see, I know Snoop was playing overseas too. So when Snoop was playing overseas, naturally that's all of the Death Row again, right? So now I'm like, oh shit, even overseas I can get beat up. So I don't know, they had you worried because I'm from Detroit, I wasn't from LA. So I was pretty much alone when it really came down to it. Now what I could have did was come home, grab 8 or 9 goons of my own. You know, I got friends that would kill for me too, you know. But I just wasn't into trying to do that. I'm just trying to play my bass.
The things that you talked about that really came to an end, was the unfortunate, the death of Tupac.
Yeah, I knew he wasn't in no lucky and no happy space, because anybody that had been hanging with Suge pretty much was dead. A lot of bodyguards dead, maybe 12. And so if that's how it goes when you with this guy, I mean, it's not going to be any better because it's just you know what I mean? And then now, because you with him, you feel protected, and now you saying nastier things. You know, Tupac didn't have to come acting like that either, man. A very intelligent guy. But you know, I had a lot more respect for him after I seen the movie. Because I had always said, well, shit, if it wasn't for us, he wouldn't have been shit. But I didn't know he had a double platinum. You know, he came to us double platinum already. He had 2 platinum albums. I didn't know that, and that made me respect him a lot more than I had at first, because I thought just jumping on the Death Row bandwagon, you know, I will say jumping on the Death Row bandwagon helped him even more, because now he just sells a double album set or 20 million albums as opposed to the 2, you know what I mean?
Right.
But he had already had, it was just like me coming into Death Row. I was humble with it, but I already was platinum with George Clinton and gold with the Dramatics. So I knew, I've been in enough sessions to know how to, that's how Dre knew he had a solid professional in me. You know, because I had been there, done that. So I know what's missing. You know, I knew when he was tired. I'd be like, Dre, we need to just quit, man. Get some sleep, bro. You know, and then he like, damn, you're right, T. You know, and I really like that we were that close for a great moment of time. And if I see you right now, it'd be all hugs. You know what I mean? Because we never fell out or nothing.
Right.
It's just that it was just unsafe to be where he was at, and then he left. So once he left, I damn sure wouldn't have wanted to be sitting up in death row when he left. You know what I mean? Because then it turned into some real stupid shit after that. Because that's when you see Suge behind the board and saying that you start with the drums and then you do. I'm like, you don't know anything like that, bro. You know how to get the most out of the streets, and you know how to make the record companies do what they're supposed to do, but you don't know how to produce a good record. That was Dr. Dre. And what's obvious about it being Dr. Dre is that everything he's produced is gold or platinum. Every record. That says a lot for a producer. Every record gold or platinum, because JJ5 was gold. All the NWA, that shit was platinum. Then you roll over to Death Row, you got all platinum with Snoop, Tupac, and all of that. Then you roll over to Eminem and it's 10 million. So, you know, you got 50 Cent, it's another 10 million. You know, every fucking thing this guy does
turned platinum.
Yep. He got the fucking touch. I don't know if he sold his soul. You know, some people say he sold his soul to the devil. But if he did, fucking, he get the chance to enjoy a beautiful life. Who cares what goes on when you're dead and gone? But I mean, it's an act that if you can cut all these songs and they all go platinum and shit, you just gotta fucking hear for it.
You and me talked about how selling records was how you went platinum. Today's day and age, the music scene changed after, you know, Pac and Biggie and Akon and Kanye West started coming out. Then social media, now it's not physical copies.
Yeah, now it's, you know, like back in the day when we would go on the road with the Dramatics, we dropped a brand new album, and then, man, we gone for like 3 months straight, all down south, down all in Carolina, you know, all of fucking Mississippi, all down in the Carolinas, all down Georgia, all around the Minnesota, you know. And then finally at the end, it's like, you guys went gold. Now it's I tell you what, we're gonna make you platinum. We're gonna make you double platinum, fuck it. And then type it in. All right, you double platinum. Now what's gonna happen? You're gonna go out on this tour, and then, you know, you're gonna get that, you know, all that revenue will come back, and, you know, but they make you platinum from the computer. You ain't even fucking working for it. And it's the stupidest shit in the world, the way this music shit has turned, man. Social media, okay, I like the fact that I love playing with my Facebook and my Instagram and shit like that. But I wouldn't want to be determined to eat off of that shit. You know, I mean, and I got a nice follow, you know, I love it. I'm not following many, but a lot of people are following me. So I like that. But it's just too much, it's just not as real as it used to be, man. And then the groups that's coming out of here is just so fucking weird. And I'm even following and watching the hell out of Tekashi 6ix9ine just because I feel kind of sorry for the little guy. You know, because he's like, I mean, he's got all in his backpack. I mean, he's little, a little boy in his backpack with like 80 G's. You know, and then he takes 100 out and just throw them all out of the, you know. And I feel like sorry for him at the same time because I'm like, and every day he gets a new platinum album because one of his records just went platinum. It's some funny shit, man.
I was curious to ask you this. A lot of people are wondering, everyone asks these questions. Who do you think killed Pac? Who do you think killed Biggie?
See, I don't really know nothing about that. And trust me, I be on YouTube trying to check out the conspiracy things. You know, I do know that Frank, that was Tupac's bodyguard, loved Tupac, and he was not able to be with him at that particular point, and that threw him off. He was in the other car. He wanted to be with Tupac, but even Tupac told him, all right, you know, because in the movie, you see Frank is like ready to go with him. He's like, no, I'm going to ride with Suge. You know, so, you know, I know Frank wouldn't have wanted him to ride with Suge. You know, it just didn't seem right. And I really think, you know, when I found out that he wanted to leave, he already had a new deal set on the table that would have been bigger than the death row shit and all of this, then yeah, well, I wouldn't doubt this guy having you killed because, I mean, look where he's at now. He's in jail now for 28 years for killing somebody and running over. I mean, you know, he's just that capable of making that happen, man. And it's pretty sad because he started off so cool. But sometimes when you get that, I know I got the big head on my first girlfriend when I got with the Dramatics, you know. All of a sudden you got the big head, you're talking uglier, you're acting ugly, you know what I mean? So that shit just comes with it, and you gotta learn how to squash that little voice that's in your head. That ain't you, that's some other little motherfucker. Get him out because he's saying some stupid shit. And then, you know, concentrate on what you're doing, but it overtook Suge completely. And yeah, I wouldn't doubt if at all he had anything to do with it. But I do know one thing with Puffy, why he sent Biggie after getting threats every day leading up to them leaving. I mean, I would have, like I said, if you was my artist, I would have been like, you know what, we're gonna squash that California date. Fuck it, we ain't going. We tripping. But no, yeah, go on, Biggie, go on, yeah, go on. I'll be there, I'll catch up with you. Sounds too much like you almost know what's getting ready to happen, and you're a fucking part of that too. And I think, you know, karma will get him. I look at all the shit that with Puffy, don't nobody really like Puffy. Now, if you notice, don't nobody really like him now. He doing the shit, now they accusing him of all the gay shit. You know what I mean?
I mean, he even boosted after Biggie's demise. He blew up all of a
naturally.
sudden.
Well, yeah, he's gonna blow up because, you know, he got the tapes. He got the reels. He can make the moves. But like he had that little every breath you take. You know.
The only one I ever knew was Bad Boys for Life. That was the only song that I remembered as a kid. And I'm like, I like this song, and I never paid attention to the rest of P. Diddy.
I know, yeah, because nothing else was really good, man. P. Diddy sampled. Look, whereas we did original music, P. Diddy always used a sample. So that's cheating. You using a sample that already sold millions, then you know it's gonna sell some millions. So that was his philosophy. With us, we was just in there making great new music, man. Motherfucker hit the crazy note, or I got my bass in my hand and I come up with a crazy lick, and they like, oh shit, stick it, hit that again, T. And the keyboard player get into it. And no, Dr. Dre didn't play no fucking keyboards. So you know that we, Sean, Barney Thomas, Ricky Rouse on guitar, T-Money Green on fucking bass, Dr. Dre on the drum beats. He ain't playing no damn piano.
If you've enjoyed this video from RoX-TV.com, make sure you follow RoX-TV on Facebook and YouTube. If it's underground, we're there.